So game is starting. Let's take a look at what they have here. On the flanks we have Boudica as the Persians, against superPOSITION as the Iberians, and Unknown Player as the Ptolemies, against Phyzic as the Macedonians. On the pockets we have Chester as the Kushites, Extreme 22 as the Romans, Dizaka as the Seleucids, and Rauls as the Ptolemies. Interesting here. So I would give T2 the slight advantage in the civilizations, but T1 can still go pretty good here. Unfortunately for T1, the stronger players with these civilizations they didn't get those. So for example, Chester got the Kushites. Boudica actually is doing a lot of cavalry later, so Persians could be a good civilizations for him. On the other team, Rauls is strong as the Ptolemies, but not his strong civilizations. And yeah, I think this is actually... T2 might be a little bit overpowering T1 in terms of civilizations. But as long as the game goes, things can change here. So Physic here with a little bit of hunt. Only an extra berry if he expands for this side. Unknown player with a single additional berries. Chester without much as well. Extreme 22 without much food. And Boudica with 2 extra berries and some really nice berry trees, as well as this one and this one. Boudica can do really well here, if he booms correctly. My only concern is that when he gets a lot of extra berries, he usually does not use his advantage to spam a lot of units. Usually he goes P3 really early and loses his advantage later on. superPOSITION without a lot of food. And Dizaka with nice hunt here, but not much else. Well, these 2 extra berries as well. And Rauls with 1 extra berries and some decent hunt as well. Okay. We see T2 going heavily on cavalry. Yeah. This might be actually good because Unknown Player and Chester usually are very vulnerable to early attacks. Boudica might also spam women at the start. Actually not. Yeah, he might spam women at the start because of the extra berries. So this could be strong. Now superPOSITION went for cavalry without a lot of hunt actually, and he didn't even make a farm start nearby, so this is very inefficient. I'm not sure... Well, he may be able to get some cavalry, but he'll pay a hefty cost in terms of boom. And the Extreme 22 is also going for some additional cavalry without a lot of hunt. Oh, he has this one. Yeah. But he made a lot of infantry at the start, actually. Just some infantry, not a lot.
DSD?
Now, I'm not sure this will be good for superPOSITION in the long term, but if he can get some value from this cavalry, it could be good. But we see already Boudica going for 2 cavalry, so he might scout
DSD?
early on this push from superPOSITION.
DSD? DSD?
superPOSITION also going for the additional berries.
DSD?
He should get... he should have gone closer to the women. He's even not targeting them. Yeah, that was a very poor decision. So when you see something like that, just move closer to the women as soon as possible if they don't have houses nearby, and then you kill them very quickly. Because as closer as your ranged units get to the enemies, the more accurate they are, so every shot is not wasted.
Yes, see?
Now Boudica with 11 cavalry. He went for the stables, made cavalry from both stables and CC. So Boudica with a little bit of an advantage at the moment. And also a higher population. And if he pushes back this attack from superposition, he might see the extra barriers as well.
Yes, see?
Yeah, he already sees it with the early scout. He should probably be a little bit aware that there are women getting these berries. Oh yeah, now he sees the farmstead. So what he can do here is distract with a few cav in this location and go around with some other cavalry and harass this position here. But a little bit house capped at the moment. Yeah, just finished the house.
Yes, see?
So Boudica got 2 kills, superposition got 2 kills, a little bit balanced, but as I mentioned, the early investment from superposition was a little bit big. And without the extra berries, well, he's taking, but yeah. When you go for earlier cavalry without hunt, usually you are in a worse situation than the other player. Oh, he had dispatch of hunt here, he could have gotten a farmstead here. Now, I'm not sure why Boudica is going around like this if he sees his farmstead, so it should be a little bit more effective if we went around here. Because if there are soldiers or workers getting wood from this location, they can scout
Yes, see?
your raid. Even the walls can see that. I'm not sure why walls have so high vision. But Boudica is doing, well, he was doing a good job getting out of range of the vision of the walls. Now we see Phyzic getting some kills.
Yes, see?
Okay, he's raiding a unknown player. Doing a good job so far. 5 kills, 6 kills. The unknown player with a very delayed reaction time. He could have garrisoned all of these women. They were pretty close to the houses. Now Boudica got a single kill, but superposition was able to garrison. Boudica could take this house and kill this woman before this gavel reaches, especially if they are going so slow. So the problem with formations like this is that, for example, if you have different units in the same formation, so for example here from superposition, we see 6 cavalry, 2 skirmishers and 2 swordsmen. The formation walks as low as the slowest unit. So for example, they walk as low as a spearman here, as a swordsman, sorry. Now Boudica should retreat. This is not really the best fight. I mean, he can get some good trades, but saving our cavalry usually is a better move. Yeah, so as we can see here, a decision to go for formation with mixed units here, when you need mobility, is not really the best. And now superposition might, Boudica might even be able to capture this house and kill these 3 women. So unfortunate for superposition, if he didn't make the formation and went for the cavalry without the formation, he could have saved those 3 women that were killed in this house here. But Boudica already with 90 kills, Phyzic with 90 kills as well, and Phyzic is actually pushing with a lot of men here to deny these berries from unknown player and some additional harassment. Now unknown player has a lot of infantry units, where are they? They are on the stone, and he didn't garrison this tower. Yeah, that was pretty bad. He should have been getting some wood from this location and then garrison his units here. Now Phyzic will have free control of this over this position. Now we see some cavalry here from Rauls being pursued by Extreme 22. Now I suppose Rauls did some harassment, 4 kills, but the Extreme 22 with the melee cavalry counters this. And for some reason, Extreme 22 has retreated here, so Rauls can still keep harassing here on player. Yeah, he can do that, especially since his sentry tower went down. And I suppose Physic with the early kills should even be able to make a barracks here and creep in this territory. Now things have subsided a little bit here.
Yes,
We see Boudica ready with 25 cavalry. And he could even go for the berries here. He also captured this house and killed the women as well. Now Dizaka going for a decent boom, Chester with a huge boom. Even without a lot of additional berries, it seems that Chester is being able to boom quite well here, especially since he was not concerned with any harassment. Now, an unfortunate push here from an unknown player. I think he might have been lured by these camels, or he was trying to defend from the camels. So now Physic should be able to push again here, maybe get a few kills. I think going for the barracks and creeping in this territory would be really good for Physic. So for example, you make a barracks here. If you get this territory, make a sentry tower in this position, get wood from this location, and you locked out unknown player to only get your wood from this location or this one, or even this one, having the units all out of position. Yeah, they should get a few good kills here, even with the support of the melee cavalry and the sentry tower. But I think they should retreat now.
Yes, see?
The harassment is already enough in this position. I'm not sure they should continue here. Yes. Now the camel archers can go around and see places where unknown player might be getting wood from. So for example, he sees that no wood is coming from this location, no wood is coming from this location. He could go around and see if he's taken from this location. And you see Boudica now harassing superposition. And he was being very effective, going for the wood line and already 18 kills. Actually 34 kills. Really nice harassment from Boudica. And we see that in terms of population, he's actually not so bad. But unfortunately for him, he does not have a strong ally situation. Because all of these are being rushing or are being rushed. So it is strong to harass your opponent and get in it weak, but if your flank is not that strong, then you can't really do much. Now maybe Boudica should go to other players and try to harass them. So for example, he has 18 cavalry, he should get a very decent harass on this location here. Because he knows already that this player is dead and he's investing quite a time trying to capture the sentry tower.
Yeah, see?
An unknown player not gathering wood from anywhere at the moment. Yeah, he's going for this location here. Yeah, I think going for the creeping territory would be good here for Physic. Yeah, he got the sentry tower, but you don't really gain that much by doing that unless you're going P2, so I'm not sure it was all that worth. Maybe I would have liked him to have been going to other locations here. So for example, now this location is secured, but at the time I was mentioning, it was kind of exposed for this amount of cavalry.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
And we see here the formation issues I was mentioning. If you have slow units, he splits the formation, that's good.
Yeah, see? Yeah, see?
And Physic with the continued harassment here. 7 kills. An unknown player only killed 2 units so far. Now yeah, it is hard to say which team is ahead at the moment, because Chester is having a good boom and his allies are really not booming well, but superposition is really weak. So for example, if they are able to boom quite decently, and yeah, unfortunately for them, superposition is Iberian, so there's not much they can do if superposition is weak, except ignoring him and attacking the other position. But Dizaka should be able to boom quite well here. Now Raul's going for the 11 Camo Archers harassment and should be pretty effective on this wood line around these farms. There are no sentry towers in this location.
DST?
I'm not sure what Boudica aims to accomplish here. With this spearman.
See?
And we see a little bit of a push from Dizaka.
DST?
This might not be bad actually, if he is able to do a lot of damage on Boudica's side. But this cavalry from superposition should help in this engagement. And Boudica realized this is not a war fight. But what this is good for Boudica is that he actually distracts Dizaka, which was having quite a decent boom. You see a lot of units that are not helping economically here, and forcing Dizaka to go for the military colony in this location. Yeah, I think it was better to go for the military colony than going for the push here on Boudica. If he is able to protect superposition, his team might be in really good shape. Now Rauls didn't have a lot of kills at the moment, only 12, but he's keeping with the pressure here. And he lost 3 camos.
DST?
And Chester is still booming quite decently. Now going for the harassment on an unknown player. You can just let your units be on stand ground here and keep denying these farms. Unfortunately for him, there were 2 sentry towers here. Okay, we see actually 2 military colonies from Dizaka here. This might actually be quite good for him. If he's able to deny these minerals from Boudica, this should be quite strong actually. And Boudica has 2 extra metal in his territory, but he does not have stone, so yeah, I like this move from Dizaka.
DST?
Now Boudica moving to Dizaka here could get a few good kills on the farms, but these are well defended by these workers here. And going to tower the minerals, really nice move. I really like that.
DST? DST?
And now he can get wood from this location, and be ready for any push Extreme might do later on the game. And then, since Extreme is not booming quite well, I think this flank is very vulnerable at the moment. Now, even though Boudica might get a few good trades here, I'm not sure losing the cavalry is all that worth it.
DST? DST?
Yeah, he might lose a lot of cavalry here. I don't think these trades were actually worth it. Now, I think that T1 is in a really bad shape at the moment, with both flanks very vulnerable. So, for example, this flank from Boudica and Extreme are quite vulnerable in my opinion. Especially if Extreme going for P3 at only 140 population. It might have been better to just spam units. And this position here is quite vulnerable from the harassment on unknown player, but Chester should be able to support a little bit better. But as you can see, both Phyzic and Rauls are in a really good position in terms of economy at the moment. And this cavalry investment from Boudica did not actually pay that well off.
Yeah, see?
Going for another tower and deny this location could be good as well. Deny wood from extreme on this location. Then you make us an outpost and see whenever extreme is moving in. Now, I'm not sure what extreme aims to accomplish here, but that would not be enough, in my opinion. Maybe he's just waiting for P3 to finish and build a fortress. But he does not actually have the stone for that, so I'm not sure what these units are doing here. Okay, Extreme is going for the military camp actually. Yeah, I think it was a mistake here from Dizaka not denying this location here more. I think it would have been really good for him because now his military colony is very exposed. Especially Extreme 22 makes catapults. So for example, I'm not sure if the catapults range is enough for this location, but it would have been really strong if so. So for example, you put your catapults here and they can destroy this military colony quite easily. And this swordsman won't help a lot actually. He could also put the catapults just in front of the military camp, and if the swordsmen move out, he can retreat them back to the military camp quite easily. So I like this move from Extreme 22. Now we see Physic denying this military colony from unknown player. And there's not much that unknown player can do at the moment with only 97 population. Physic with the overwhelming advantage in numbers here.
See?
It's the host that is lagging. Okay, so we see a little bit of a pause at the moment. So as I was mentioning, I think that T1 is in really bad shape, but as you can see here, Extreme 22 went for really good moves in defense of Boudica. Unfortunately for Boudica, this position now is very exposed. He can't farm a lot here. Maybe he'll have to make some farms. He was able to take these berries here. He can recover quite decently. Maybe Dizaka, I think he has... Yeah, he has the Macedonians, so he can make similar to what Extreme is doing here, going for a siege workshop nearby here, this location. I'm not sure if he has the territory, but for example, if he captures this farmstead and goes for a military, for a siege workshop, then he can do the similar strategy that I was mentioning. Make something like 3 catapults and just park them nearby. He can even wall this location, put the catapults here, and destroy the CC. So Extreme 22, yeah, good move defend this location, but this location is still quite vulnerable. The question is if he destroys this military colony and all this territory from Dizaka before Dizaka can actually harass the CC. And the answer at the moment seems that yes, he should be able to. Especially since Dizaka is phase 2 yet. But unfortunately, Extreme does not... Oh, he goes for Rams. Yeah, I don't think Rams were the good move here. It would, in my opinion, catapults would have been more effective.
Yes,
because now, Dizaka has 17 swordsmen that can defend quite well from Rams. And you see the continued push here from Physic on this location. Unknown player really can't do much here. He does not have enough infantry to fight this. He shouldn't be fighting this. Upgrading these sentry towers, that's a good move. Yeah, T1 is in bad shape in both flanks. Going for the fort here, Dizaka. Can Macedonians make forts? Oh, can Macedonians make siege units from forts? Okay, they can do catapults. Oh, this is Seleucids. Yeah, they can't. I'm not sure Fort was the good move here. I would have liked to see the Siege Workshop. But at least you can defend quite decently this location here. But there's not much to defend actually, in my opinion. Even if you have a fort here, the catapult harass should be quite strong. At least he baits some defense from Extreme 22. Oh yeah, Extreme 22 going for the catapults now. Yeah, this is the move that I wanted to see. Yeah, going for the fort in this location, I really don't like this, because the fort really doesn't defend a lot here. Better just to make a siege workshop and then harass the CC, similar to what Extreme 22 is doing right now.
Yeah, see?
Let's see what Rauls is doing. He's just finishing his P3 upgrades in terms of economy and also military, so he should be moving out quite soon, and that's what we see here.
Yeah, see?
Does he have... Yeah, he does not have any siege. Does Physic have any siege? No. Yeah, okay, this move is quite nice for Rauls, but without siege support, you can't really kill a unknown player at the moment. So the best move here, if there's an exposed location for a unknown player, exploit that. Like for example, this wood line. This wood line is not that much feasible to attack, especially without siege. And we see now Extreme 22 going for the Kata harass on this military colony. We see also that Dizaka tried to kill this catapult, but was not able to. Extreme 22 with a little bit of micro issues with the packing and unpacking units. But he's going for more katas, and I really like to see that.
Yeah, see?
Now Boudica is still making cavalry. I'm not sure that's the best move at the moment, because you really can't sustain that for a long time.
Yeah, see?
Chester also doing a little bit of cavalry to offset the issue of having archer units as ranged for Kushites. And we see Rauls finally coming here.
Yeah, see?
Now with 11 fields, I also expect Physic to do a little bit of cavalry, and we see 15 here. Okay. Dizaka is able to destroy one catapult.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, what the Extreme 22 should do when doing this kind of harass with catapults is, as soon as you see the swordsman moving out, you have a lot of time to garrison them back to the camp. And if the swordsmen, they overstretch, coming close to the military fort and the towers, they die quite quickly. So I like that Extreme 22 went for this tactic, but I think it's been poorly executed at the moment. But still, he's been able to spam quite a few bit of siege units. He should actually repair this catapult. Now we see a little bit of a big engagement here between Rauls and Chester. Rauls probably with the military advantage. Yeah, we see that Chester is going for the cav upgrades, so he will lose a lot of units here. I mean, if you're playing Kushites, it's good to go cavalry because archers are really bad, but... Sorry about that. I'm not sure if he will take a lot of good engagements here. This is a quite bad situation for Chester at the moment. And we see Physic with some siege units. They should be able to take out unknown player quite soon. This catapult spam from Extreme 22 is being quite effective here, delaying push from Dizaka. And allowing superposition to recover. So yeah, I think this is really... What? Oh, Chester resigned early. Okay. Yeah, well, so the problem for Chester here is that he went for cavalry upgrades without a lot of cavalry. So... And we see how Raul's P3 push with the upgrades is strong. I really like what Rauls does with that. So for example, Rauls, he goes for the upgrades really early on. Even in P2, he already goes for military upgrades. When he reaches P3, He only gets the economy upgrades and the last military upgrades and go full on. And sometimes it's going to be quite effective, as we see here, with a non-player being in a quite bad position, wasn't able to support against Physic, and Rauls, fortunately for him, Chester got Kushites, and Chester was going for, unfortunately, a bad decision with cavalry. So yeah, and that's the end of this game. That said though, I really like this, what Extreme 22 had done here, but unfortunately it was not enough. And it was not liking seeing Boudica going for cavalry if you are in a bad economy position. If you are in a worse, it is already hard to build up cavalry in a normal economy situation, even if you are not harassed. If you are in a bad economy position, then it's really worse, and you can't really do nothing. Okay, that was it for this game. Yeah, as you can see here, the harass on unknown player and superposition was quite good. Boudica did some progress with the early harass, but with the attack from Extreme 22 and the defense and harassment on that position, he was not able to do a lot here. Yeah, and other players did quite decently. Chester had a really good boom, but he went for a really bad strategy, going for the cavalry upgrades without a lot of cavalry. Okay, so that's it for this game. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys next time.